Okay, let's see here. I've got nutmeg right here. Wait. We're live in the Nutmeg Tavern. I'm your host, John Townsend, and apparently I breathed in some nutmeg. I mean, excuse me. Hold on. Much better, much better.
Aaron sounds thirsty.
Aaron's thirsty back there. It's Friday. I'm your host, John Townsend, and we are here in the Nutmeg Tavern. We're gonna have a good day in the Nutmeg Tavern. I've got some a little fun stuff.
Sounds like you're gonna have a good time or else.
Got a little bit of content here. We're gonna talk about a little bit later on. But I'm joined here in the Nutmeg Tavern by our tavern keeper / virtual bouncer with funny glasses on. It's not his fault. You can forgive him. Yes, it is his fault
I'm already enjoying their forgiveness. Thank you very much.
Ryan.
Hello. It's good to be here.
Also, way miles and centuries away from us on the other side of the time vortex is Aaron on the console.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. Thanks for being here.
Okay.
That's it.
And I've heard like chatter, people like, oh, something last, whatever. It's not the last live stream, people. Be good. We're slightly changing it, but it's not the last one. Sometimes.
No, wait.
Change is hard.
Change is hard.
Change is hard,
Yeah.
but
It's
that doesn't.
scary.
But
There's
it's
probably
not.
a song about it.
It's not big changes, just little change.
From what I understand, to everything, there's a time and a purpose under heaven.
Where you saying we're on borrowed time anyway? So
Wow. We have like stuff lined up here coming up, so just don't get all crazy on us. Fun stuff is coming up in live streams, and whatever. So
yeah, the chat, they're just going crazy. I don't know how we're gonna. No, I'm joking.
No.
It's great.
They're happy to see me.
Yep.
They're happy it's not a pineapple today.
I'm happy to see you. Really.
Hey,
Thanks,
speaking
John.
of fun,
You're welcome.
what did we do yesterday? I really want to talk about yesterday.
Do you have any footage for us?
No.
No. It would take too long to put together that hunk of footage. So let me tell you. Yeah, we were in the kitchen yesterday with Michael, shooting some special episodes, and whew.
And the cabin.
Yeah, in the cabin. First time we've shot with anybody with a cooking episode that was cooking with me, unless Joe Perep, but we were just doing chocolate. So
Well, regardless, Michael's only I think the second guest in the cabin.
In the cabin. So
I guess, we're not. I guess the Townsend's crew isn't guests. I haven't been a guest in a long time.
no, yeah, and Ryan had to spend like almost an entire day sweeping bugs and everything out of the cabin.
Well, we had to get ready for company.
That's right.
So the day started off hot because we started in the cabin and
Right.
it was 85
Giant fire in there.
degrees in Indiana.
With
and we had a fire.
100,000% humidity.
Yep. So by the time we wrapped the first video up, it was time to go to the kitchen, and I didn't know if we were going to make it at first.
Timing wise,
Just
or just
the morale.
We're just going to say it started falling apart there for a second.
yeah.
I tried
we
to
pulled
rally
ourselves together.
I tried to rally the troops, and then Michael just ignored. He didn't ignore it. It was just.
We
it was
always
just
have
awesome.
a good time.
Oh yeah, it was
but
awesome.
it is pretty crazy sometimes. It gets pretty crazy in there, and I mean, thank goodness it isn't a live feed, or else.
I think we can behave
There's
when we know
editing.
it's live.
Let's just say editing is important. Whew. So I do have a little bit of show and tell here. I got this couple of pieces of pottery. I was ringing up nicely. I didn't show this to you. Did I show these guys to you?
No.
Yeah, this is sample clay. So this is different from I was digging a ditch on the property And I got down, I have this piece of ground. You've seen it occasionally. It's a little kind of a frog pond on the property. Occasionally I use it for shooting. And I got about 3 feet deep in it, down under the standard soil, which is really nice, dark, earthy, kind of dense clay. And I got down to, hey now, careful.
Sorry.
I got down to some gray clay. And I fired this up. I was like, whoa, this looks really interesting on what it's gonna fire up like. And it fired up in a nice, real orangey earthenware. Might be able to take it up to a stoneware, and it's got these great little dark spots in it. The inclusions are really beautiful. So who knows what kind of pottery that turns into. I'll see if I can harvest enough to actually use. I've got about a 5-gallon bucket worth that I was able to get quickly and easily. It's a little hard to get to. It's a little deep, but we'll have some fun with that.
Well, has a nice sound to it.
It does. It does. It rang nicely, and it didn't have too many nasty things in it. I basically didn't clean it at all, and I really liked the way it turned out. So I'm excited by some clay we've harvested on the property. Some of the stuff we used for the bricks. It had a lot of inclusions and trouble spots. While it made bricks, it wouldn't work very well for other kinds of pottery. But this clay looks a little more promising.
So how far down was this?
It was about 3 feet down. And, I was digging away, and once I got it, was like, whoa, what? This totally changed color on me.
Where is this at again?
It's the frog pond. If you go, we rarely go into that kind of spot when we're shooting, but it's to the east of the house. So.
Sure.
Oh, look at that. Oh, have you tasted this?
I think it's special.
Is it special, huh? Like special, gonna kill me special?
I think this is gonna be branded as the new Nutmeg Tavern, like the house drink.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, here's the contest today. You guys have to come up with the name of the Nutmeg Tavern drink. So like there's period names like Dog Nose and Flip and some other special names. So we have to come up with this special. Does this need? No, this doesn't need nutmeg on top of it.
So
does
no,
it?
don't, because this has a special component.
Yeah.
You can talk about that if
You
you
want
like
to? You want
I
to?
think the bartender should.
Yeah. You want to give us
introduce
the
drink.
recipe for
So
this,
number one,
and then I'll taste it.
what you're gonna start with is your base, and your base is actually our raspberry wine, which we made. What was that? Like 4 weeks ago it went live.
Probably about a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the raspberry wine, you need to make that first, and then there is there's equal parts raspberry wine and brandy. Okay. So you've got that mixture. To top it off, you do a quarter part, and you'll have to do this to taste, but a quarter part nutmeg liqueur, and that is very special. Do you want to talk a little bit how you made that, John?
Okay, so it would probably be in the time period, we would probably call it nutmeg liqueur, but in the time period they called it oil of nutmeg, which is you take nutmegs, you crush them up, to a good quantity of them, like, a dozen. Not ground down to a powder, like powdered stuff, but, you'd cut them in half, cut them in thirds, and then kind of crush them. And then you soak them in brandy. You just like fill up a jar with brandy so it goes over the top of the nutmegs, and then you seal that up and let it soak for like 2 or 3 months, and you shake it like every couple of days. And that extracts all the nutmeg oils into this. So that's what it is.
I think that it should be called the Nutmeg Tavern Knickerknocker, but maybe not.
I don't know about that
Go
one.
ahead and try it. And I have one in here that I really like.
Is it good?
Okay.
Is
I
it
really
good?
like it.
Okay, let's see if I'm gonna serve it. This doesn't have. You didn't water this, did you?
I didn't cut this.
Probably
Easy.
should. I probably.
Yeah, be easy on this. And for you folks at home, if you do experiment with this, remember, too much nutmeg can be bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
This could sneak up on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Like,
easy
big
to
time.
drink,
Yeah.
but it's potent. Be careful.
Yeah.
Can you believe how much that nutmeg comes through?
It does. And it's super smooth. It isn't one of those, so this could be very dangerous stuff. Wow.
But it's actually good. Like, it's really good.
It is really good.
Like, for me, it tones down. The raspberry wine was good, but it was a little sweet for me. And it tones it down just the right amount and adds a ton of spice. Like, this could be a very nice holiday drink.
See, I would water this, and it wouldn't. Also, it'd be interesting as a holiday drink whether it was warmed up,
Right, that's true. And I think it would take
like a
well to
mulled
that.
wine,
Yeah.
a spiced mulled wine. Wow. Ooh. Well, what was some of the ideas there?
I wrote down 3, and we can go through them. Someone said Tavern Slip. I like this one. Boar's Tusk.
Whoa. Yeah.
And then somebody just said Crimson Bound.
I like that.
I like Boar's Tusk.
Oh.
There was one that said raspberry snap that I
Yeah,
saw, and I
raspberry
like that
snap.
too.
Right.
There's some good ones.
Can you write down your favorite ones as we go, and then maybe soon we can do a poll online.
Well,
be
if
fun.
you try making this stuff, be very, very judicious with it. I would even try a 1 part water, half water kind of a thing.
People are just saying we should just call it Crimson Bond. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of
Well,
because then we can shift the name to the drink, and they can forget about that movie.
So this is my answer to the 1 part water thing, because I don't like a thin drink like that oftentimes, right? I want water in this, but if you wanted to drink it cold,
yeah,
adding ice to this, it would drink a lot like a sangria, and then as the ice melted, it would do the thing.
Yeah, good. There you go. I think that's the. And I don't know that they would. I haven't heard too many things about iced drinks in the time period, but they certainly had ice. So,
I've come across them in bar books, for sure, in tavern books. And when we were doing, now, it depends on what you call a time period. After the turn of the century, right?
Right.
You see that a lot more.
Right. Very good. Very good.
But I do think that we have to leave the tavern eventually, and we need to be careful about sipping on this.
Right. I'm not gonna go crazy on it. You filled that glass up, I think, just so they could see the color of it. Because
did,
if I
yeah.
drank that whole thing,
And I filled mine up because I had to play with the ratios.
yeah,
A little bit.
no, a little more of it. Pretty soon, you got a giant tumbler full of it.
All right, real quick in Super Chat, we've got Sam. And again, guys, sometimes if you Super Chat really early, it's hard for me to find them. So if I miss anybody, let me know. But Sam is the first one I see. Much love from Concord, Massachusetts. MA is Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Suzanne Leeway is a new member, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Max, you're cool. 3 nutmegs for the cool new clay.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hip hip hooray.
Nice.
There we go. I have a few, I'm going to zip through this real short, little tiny picture thing. It's on a particular artist. I was just kind of, scrolling around, and I saw this artist, thought it was interesting. His pictures kind of go together in a certain way. Artists are like that, craftsmen are like that, potters. It's always like you can kind of, tell each piece they make from other pieces. So artists are real fun for kind of, wait a minute, that reminds me of, this artist or that artist. This is a French artist that was from 1740 to 1812, and he's active in Great Britain from 1771 into the early 19th century. So let's jump in on, there's just 5 images here, if you can find them for me, Aaron. And this one is called Arrival at Margate or something like that. And you can tell it's early 19th century by the outfits, the ladies' dresses, Empire era dresses. So it's probably somewhere between 1805 and 1810. Margate's a classic place where people would sort of sail to if they're going around the outside edges of Great Britain, and that Margate's one of those kind of places you would embark or disembark from. And so we see the kind of small ships here on the one side, just their sails. We can't really see the rest of them, but we have that kind of dock spot. We have people milling around. We have sailors with their blue jackets. They've got trousers on, white trousers. It's kind of colorful, but lots of blue, a little bit of red. I like the color here. And we see also the dock apparatus. So you've got these kind of crane pieces here so that they can get cargo off the ships, off these small coastal ships. So they're not giant cranes. They're just, 15, 20 feet high, so they can just, haul goods in. We even see someone, a carter. So he's there with a wheelbarrow. He's got some bags. Maybe they're just passengers' bags or something like that. He's carting them away. We got dogs hanging around. Ropes and fun things. We can almost hear the crowd kind of, a little bit of buzz there. Maybe the giggles from the women as they're, talking to somebody there. I really love this. Even you can see how that crane part works with the rope that goes around there, and they
that's neat.
Turn that winch and be able to raise and lower things there. So. Let's go ahead into the next one.
Real quick, I'm going to throw out some more names. So No Old Baby and Tainted Brain.
Ooh.
And my personal favorite is Crimson Junk Bond. I think that's really
Crimson.
That's what I'm throwing to the table here.
I don't know. It could be called Tainted Brain. I think it's good to taint your brain if you're not careful.
I had 3 sips and decided that I needed to switch back to coffee.
Right. This is a sipper. Truly. Go ahead.
Call that the sipper.
Yes, the sipper. This is obviously a traveling musician here. He's got his fiddle, and he's got dogs that are dressed that dance. Yeah.
Nothing sounds unusual to me yet.
No.
One time when I was real sick with a fever, I
saw something like that.
At first, I thought he was a giant, and those were little people.
Right. Or maybe he just drank a little too much of whatever this is.
And
we'll soon find out.
He is a left-handed violinist, too.
Is he?
Look at that.
This is an etching or an engraving, and many times they're mirror image.
You ruined that
it's
for
probably
me.
not
I
left-handed,
was excited about that.
Right, sorry. But that's typical of this. The painting would be a mirror image. But we can kind of see the outfit and the rough and tumble, roughed up clothing. He is wearing trousers again. This is, he's post 1771. So this again is probably that early 19th century or very late 18th century with the kind of clothing. But dogs dressed up. I've always wanted to do for a catalog cover. I've wanted to do 18th century dogs playing poker. And I just can't get an artist to do it.
Well, we could pose it.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of dogs.
Right. Sophie could be in the middle.
Yeah. Sophie's everybody's favorite dog anyways.
Yeah. Right.
We can find a bunch of dogs.
Make tricorn hats that would fit them and everything.
That would be really fun.
I think it'd be hilarious. But there you go.
All right. Next.
Yep. The bull has escaped, and we've got dogs barking. It looks like someone got nailed. He's just like flat, slammed on the ground.
Poor guy.
Yeah, someone's there beside him going, "Are you alive?" There's sticks like the guy was, gonna fend off this raging bull with a stick, and that didn't work so well. And other people trying to poke it with a stick.
This will stop him.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
No.
I think I would just let him, it's like go, run, whatever.
Well, he's in the middle of the street. You can't just let him.
Yeah, I don't know. He's on the edge of town, middle of
Yeah,
the
you
street. There
can't really
is this
tell.
really odd street lamp.
I
over on
know.
the
That's
side.
awesome.
Isn't that weird? I mean, I haven't seen quite anything like it, and I want to know more about the street lamp,
Yeah.
particularly. But again, we see kind of typical the person who's prostrate on the ground there. He's got a standard, kind of well-to-do. It looks like he's got a wig and a coat. So he was probably a fairly, he's not like a farmer outfit, right? The other people all seem to be sort of farmer folk, but apparently this person who maybe didn't know what to do with the bull got in trouble. The artist here did a soldier scene. Now these soldiers are in white, so might be French soldiers. A portrayal of that, and we've got tents here, and a horse. I think it's a nice. It's a little different. Most of the time we either see paintings or etchings or slash engravings from this artist. This is I don't know, watercolor or something, so it's a little bit different, not his typical medium, but enjoyed this one and thought it was a nice take on that. One of the things I think is interesting about the tents in most of the 18th century paintings is they look very ad hoc, like they just kind of draped some tarps over sticks. You see that just very, very often. Could be the artist just liked the look of that and didn't do the tents the way they were, because they did have very, very sewn as particular tents. But many times you see this kind of tent going on. And I think this is the last one. This one's called something like the Rainbow. We've got a stream, and we've got hogs and dogs and kids and things going on. We've got a rainbow and a couple of coaches in this, and it's a coaching stop. It's an inn. I love the sign. There's like a cow or a boar up there. A bull on the sign. Very fancy, intricate. Apparatus that's holding up the sign. Really nice looking sign. So I wish I could have a sign that looked as good as that. Someone, the tavern keeper or the stop keeper has come out. He's got his apron on. He's got blue there, and you can see he's waiting. He's given a post rider here a tavern mug of a drink who's drinking it there, and other people watching what's going on. One of the things I liked about this was the color going on.
Yeah.
He's got the color of the rainbow, and then we also see the colors of people's outfits. Some people think, 18th century, they all wore brown. They didn't all wear brown. There are reds, there's blues. There are some browns and earthy colors here, but we've got lots of different colors going on in the painting. And of course, he did an amazing job with the clouds and everything else. So
that might even be a plum frock. I can't tell if it's brown or plum, but
Yeah,
you don't see that color a ton.
Yeah, it could be. So, and there's even a green jacket back there too. So, lots of great color. So, a beautiful artist. Again, that's Lutherberg, and he's French and active in Great Britain there in the late 18th century, early 19th century. So, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Love those paintings where you can, if you kind of concentrate on them, and you can almost bring them to life and kind of hear what's going on, and hopefully not maybe smell it sometimes, but it's fun.
Okay, so let me see here. Let's catch up on a couple of things. Akeem7 is in Super Chat. An idea, a clay mug with John's face when a drink inside is cold, Ryan's when it is hot. What do you think about that?
Now, how does that work again?
It's a face-changing mug.
Oh, I get it. That sounds hard to do.
We don't look much alike. I don't think that you couldn't use any of the same pieces. It'd just have to change.
Wow.
Raquel is in Super Chat. Hello from Brazil. Love your projects. A lot of love. Rose McGuinn is in here. Tip for the artistic geek in the T-shirt who sits on the other side of John's time vortex.
I wonder who that is.
Oh, thank you.
And then Texas T, 18th century dogs playing poker. Ask a furry artist. They will draw what you would like. And then, wow. So there's that.
Okay.
They might
right
draw
on
it
it.
for you. I'll just call up one of those that I know
Here,
of.
hang on,
Yeah.
guys. Hold on. Yeah, I got it. Craigslist.
I'd love to see that ad.
So recipes we won't do. So this is one of the cookbooks that we.
So every time you say that, you like introduce it.
Yeah.
I think you're saying recipes. We won't do those. And
Yeah, no recipes.
I'm like, wait, what?
These
And
are
then you
recipes that
continue.
we won't do.
Oh, yet.
Recipes.
No,
We won't do that.
no.
One of
We
these
do many
might
recipes, but some we won't do. And these are them. They.
Let me guess. It's got eggs in it.
No, that was all the Michael Dragoo ones. It's like 14 egg recipes. No. So this one we don't use a lot because, well, it's like I'm going to read a whole bunch of these, right? To stew a calf's liver larded. No. To hash a calf's
Oh, we
head.
will do that one.
To hash a calf's head. Nope, not going to do that. To hash a calf's head white. Not going to do that. To bake a calf's head. Nope, not going to do that one. To dress a lamb's head. Nope. We did jug a hare.
We did that.
To dress sheep's ears the French way. Nope. Nope.
French way. I love that.
Yeah. To force chicken feet. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Don't think so. To make marrow pasties, well, that's impossible. So that's the problem. Some of these recipes, in cookbooks, you're like, guys, come on.
The fact that there's a whole page dedicated to calf's heads.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
just
Well,
come
2
on
or
now.
3 pages
There were
of calf's
plenty.
Yeah.
heads.
Well, that's true. It's like, come on, guys.
Nothing goes to waste.
You're better than this.
Right. They've got white pea soup, green pea soup.
Somebody's commenting on how you have a list of recipes that you won't do yet. We've done coffee eggs.
Well, sometimes it's a real challenge.
They were delicious.
Well, might call it that. So yeah, a strong fish gravy. Don't think so. Sorry, Ann Shackelford. Not gonna do those. Gotta dig deep.
So I want to know what this means in Super Chat from
Yeah.
Rain Train.
Do we have to figure
Mugs
this out?
with Ryan's face for drinks that stay hot? ?
Like a radioactive mug or
Like-
something?
Why would Ryan's face be on the hot one?
Rain Train, thank you for the donation.
Let's not be choosy here.
And
No.
Samuel is in there too. I love your guys' channel. Now I dream of building a log cabin here in Sweden. Thanks for your videos.
Sounds like a great
Thanks to
place
your
to
videos.
build a
Yeah.
cabin.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you have to be careful
It's
with
good.
that.
I'm telling you.
I just
be
wet my
careful.
lips with it.
Be careful drinking too much of the Crimson Junk Bond.
I still don't know if that's one. I don't know.
I got
We'll have to,
a- I
we'll
got
have
a
to have them
list.
all written out.
Yeah.
My
'cause-
names aren't allowed to go in this anyways. That they've got to be people's.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
I mean, I only created it. I shouldn't be able to name it.
No.
no, you can't have.
It's too much power.
Fall's coming up, and I want to do some bread episodes because fall we like baking. Get out there the oven when it's cool and crisp, and you get that oven heat up. You can see the heat waves coming off of it, and you get in there and bake some. And this is a treatise on the art of bread making. So bread making, the art of bread making. And it's a really interesting book, and so it's got some bread recipes that I want to try.
It's got that rice bread recipe that I really been
There's
eager
a
to
rice
try.
bread recipe. There's some potato bread recipes that are in here. Here's to make bean bread. Now, I don't think it's going to be good. But, you know, this is all about experimenting and having fun. Take a quarter of a peck of bean flour, which, you know, everybody's got a little bean flour lying around, and a little salt, and you mix them up in a thin batter with water. You pour a sufficient quantity to make a cake into a iron kettle and bake it over the fire, taking care to turn it frequently, lest it should burn. What? Huh? So what? This is just got bean flour and salt, and you make it into a batter with water, and you bake it. How do you turn it over if it's?
Is it saying to turn the dish that it's in? I think it's like next to a fire.
Maybe.
So far, it's a winner to me because it's a gluten-free bread.
Well, too true.
Gives people options.
That's number 60. Number 61, a bread similar to this was in daily use among many of the inferior orders of people in this town, London undoubtedly, during the time wheaten bread was so excessively dear. Now, this is printed in, I think, 1804. 1805, and in the 1790s, 1797, I think they had a problem with wheat, and so not too many years earlier than this, less than a decade earlier, it was a great kind of almost a famine problem. So they were baking bread out of other things. So many inferior orders of people in this town during the time the wheaten bread was so excessively dear, who were known to subsist for weeks together upon this flour alone, made into a batter with water and fried over the fire in a pan with dirty scrapings of a butter firkin. And otherwise relieved by the hand of charity, they had no other nourishment whatever except tea, if that can be considered as such. So they were basically making these little, you know, like oat cakes, like, you know, they would just make little, well, we've done it before, like hardtack, but with bean flour. Yeah.
Lots of protein. Let's go.
There is a bread that's called horse bread. That's a multi-grain bread that uses a lot of beans in it. And they would actually feed horses with it. And then sometimes very, very poor people would eat this horse bread. There you go. What do you think?
It's interesting. My wife makes a great black bean brownie. And they're delicious.
Apparently you put chocolate in anything and it's delicious, huh?
Well,
Even with bean flour.
that doesn't seem very helpful here. That bread doesn't have chocolate, and I think that it's going to be delicious. So we should try it.
Well, definitely. I mean, I just need to find some beans and grind them up. So I thought I don't know if you guys saw this. I gotta be careful. These things are like razor sharp. So we have on the channel, we use a lot of different knives in the kitchen, and we have our standard kitchen knife, and this is the super premium deluxe kitchen knife that is coming in from the new premium knife maker, and they're like, but boy, are they nice. Did you get a chance to see that one in the kitchen? Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to do some chopping with it.
Yeah. So you'll probably see some of these showing up in the near future on the channel. There's even a sheath for it, which we haven't had a sheath for the kitchen knives in the past. So, yowie, got to be careful with them.
So let me catch up on some super chat stuff real quick, if that's all right.
Yep.
Speed and Style Tony is here. I loved rewatching the cabin build. Thank you. John S. Is there a video for making that drink? This is it, John. This is a made up drink. We just had the idea
today.
Well, I started simmering on it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. There was some forethought. A whole 12 hours.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have the material to. I didn't deliver the special oil of nutmeg too.
See, that's the thing, though, John. Let's talk about my palate is incredible. I would say.
You're
Yeah,
just incredible.
my palate. I knew that these flavors were going to come together splendidly.
Yes, you are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Incredible.
Daniel S. is a new member. Thank you, Daniel. Speed and Style Tony found out there is a sequel to the Lewis and Clark game. It's called Discoveries, the Journals of Lewis and Clark. Can you believe it?
Yes.
I can't.
Lisa Kilmer, we haven't seen you in here for a while, I don't think. How about an episode about the use of what was called offal or offal?
Yeah. Awful.
Okay.
Yuck. What, you want me to do an episode on eating guts from animals?
Yeah. Lisa's setting us up for the fall.
I know. It's like, here, eat some organ meats, John. Here, have some. We've done a little bit. We've done a tripe episode that wasn't very successful. What else?
Well, it's really hard to market those videos.
Yeah.
It's like, here, watch us do this. And,
You know.
and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, there's the occasional. Well, and just today, I said that we weren't going to cook, heads of anything. Liver and lights, you'll see episodes, or not episodes, recipes for, which the lungs are the lights of animals in the 18th century. So there are the recipes for those things. You guys are, hey, John, do this. John, anyway.
So Edigen42 is in here. Have you seen any good recipes for barley water?
Yeah, we did.
Not the same thing as beer.
We did a barley water episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So dig in there, hit that. Go into the YouTube channel, hit that hourglass search icon, put in barley. You'll find a couple different barley episodes, but
We did a barley pudding too.
Barley pudding. Who knows what else we did with barley? Maybe we even used it in a soup. I love barley in a nice,
Yes.
beef soup or something.
But the barley water one, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, train.
No, that's good.
Rain train. This one just says Ryan is incredible. So, I'm sorry I had to read that, everybody. I'm not saying it.
I know.
That is so very true.
It's worth typing out.
Oh, I sound so humble today, don't I?
Sock puppet.
That's not nice.
In the bark-covered house, and I did a whole read-through, or it's still actually in progress, isn't it? Read-through on the bark-covered house on Townsends Plus.
Yeah.
So, chapter 15, which we study in grade school. Of course, there's lots of U.S. history, and I think in the 4th grade in Indiana we do Indiana history, but we don't pay attention to Michigan and Ohio. They're way over there. Why would we concern ourselves with those states? Anyway, the bark-covered house is happening in the early 19th century in Michigan. And there's a whole chapter which, when I first read it for the read-through, I'm like, what is going on? Chapter 15, Prospect of War. I'll just read a little bit here. I think I can skip around. I'll just read like the first page or so, 3/4 of a page. Prospects of War, 1835. The dark, portentous cloud seemed to hang above our horizon. It looked dark and threatening, and more terrible because of the disputants were the members of the same family. We thought it might break upon our heads at any time. The seat of war being so near us, the country so new, and the inhabitants so few, made it look still more alarming to me. I asked Father how many inhabitants we had in our territory, and how many the state of Ohio contained. He said that there were as many as 15 or 20 to our 1. I asked him if he thought the Michigan men would be able to defend Toledo against so many. He said that Michigan was settled by the bravest men, that almost every man owned a rifle and was a good shot for a pigeon's head. He thought that they would be able to keep them at bay until the government would interfere and help us. He said, too, that Governor Mason was a fearless and brave, courageous man, and that he had called for militia and volunteers and was going himself with General Brown at the head of his men to defend the rights of Michigan. One day about this time, I was at Dearbornville. They had a fife and drum corps there that were beating up for militia and volunteers, and a young man by the name of William O.Z. had volunteered. He goes on. There was a dispute, a land dispute between Michigan and Ohio in 1835, and they were going to go to war and fight over Toledo. Can you imagine?
I love Toledo.
So you'd fight over it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I mean,
if that's what I'm called to do, so be it.
apparently they ended up backing down. Michigan stayed there. The Michigan people stayed in Toledo. They wanted, they were like, we're going to fight over it. But then the federal government stepped in and made the dividing line wherever that ended up being. So Toledo ended up in Ohio. But wow.
So they weren't fighting. They were fighting over which state gets Toledo.
Yeah, in that area. Yeah.
Man. All right.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's that kind of thing that we get to see firsthand in pieces like this, memoirs and journals. It's a different feel and a look. We would see this in a history book, and we would read about it written from a history book point of view. And it's like, well, okay. But when we read about it like this, and here he is, he was probably 15 or 14 at the time, and kind of a first person's eye view of, oh no, they're going to go to war, and you get a kind of whole different, kind of feel for what was going on. And
there was a comment that said, "Loser keeps Toledo."
Somebody said it was called the Toledo War. Not a shot was fired.
No, you take it. No, you take it.
No, but there was a comment that made a good point. It was about waterway. It wasn't about Toledo land.
There we go.
Because you can't, it's on a Great Lake, so you can't go around it. You have to go right through it.
Yeah.
That probably had to do with the old mommy.
Well, it did talk about Fort Miami, which he could have been talking about Fort Wayne, but I'm not sure about that. I didn't bother to do a bunch of digging in it because I thought that the first person concept was interesting.
This can't be true. Michigan got the Upper Peninsula in exchange for Toledo? No way.
Here you go. Have a deserted wilderness, right?
Well, it's funny how it is now, though. It's like have a Rust Belt town or a beautiful, pristine.
Yeah, or Canada.
Sonya is in Super Chat, says, "Here's hoping that's much cooler wherever you live. We're looking at several more days of 100+ temps in Southern California. Any suggestions for some nice, cool 18th century drinks?"
Well, you could put this on ice.
Switchel.
Yeah.
They'll give you that energy boost, too.
The barley water is specifically there as a kind of a hot weather and a electrolyte-ish. Well, I think actually Switchel is really strong on that point too.
Yeah.
But barley water is meant to be one of those kind of restorative drinks also.
Why don't you have a cold syllabub of an evening? That'd be nice.
See, there's just all those. Yeah. We got all kinds of options on the channel. Mm-hmm. I'll just smell it from now on.
James Ellsworth is he's been a member for 28 months.
Ah,
thank you.
Use a super chat or save up for that knife? ?
Well,
that knife is pretty nice.
I would go for the knife. Somebody says make a fool.
Like a
drink.
Yeah. Like the orange fool, yeah. Or a lemon fool.
Or a small beer. Man, they're piling them in here.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm looking at that new Lewis and Clark game.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's called Discovery.
seems somehow more complicated than
Oh,
the last.
really?
No,
More
it-
complicated?
It actually seems less complicated. There's dice rolling in this one. That'd
Okay.
be fun.
How did we move in the last one? You
Spending cards and
right. You just
spending
did the
supplies.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dustin Williams sends in a super chat that says, "This was a great final live stream. Thanks for the memories." Dustin, we're not stopping the live streams, I promise you. In fact, we've got another live stream scheduled for 2 weeks from the 16th. Yeah, 2 weeks from now. And it is going to be an hour and a half long. And it's going to be in the German kitchen with a special guest.
Thank
So,
you, Dustin, for your donation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But we're not...
No.
Stop, John. We're just making them better is all. Gosh. Dustin, thank you so much.
This is the reality. Listen, I'm just going to be real with people here. It gets really hot in here. And we don't like sitting in the heat. Okay?
Cameron McAndrew, that's on Super Chat. Hello from the arts. Hello from the arts end of the world, Australia. Phil Clum. Phil Clum. Oh, where'd you go, Phil? There you are. Phil Clum, excited to experience the new Friday live streams. Thank you. That's the kind of response we're
There.
looking for.
Yes.
Thank you, Phil. We
Yes!
can always count on you to be a cheerleader for the Townsend cause.
The new, sometimes Friday live stream. Not,
Let's take it one step at a time.
yeah.
The new live streams that will happen. Ashley LeCounts in Super Chat. I will miss every Friday in the tavern with everyone, but I'm excited for this every so often and the new things to come. You nailed it, Ashley.
That's it.
That's a perfect.
She got it right.
That's it.
John, do you want me to just pull the Ethernet out of the back? You know what? Fine. Goodbye. Just yank it
Set
out.
fire to the
Are we gonna
vortex.
get out of this live stream without John squashing his top hat?
Hey, Timothy has a question in that super
Timothy
chat.
does. Will there continue to be Friday presentations? All right. So, no and yes. Listen, one Friday a month, we're going to be in the Nutmeg Tavern, and we will make sure that you guys are well aware and you know. That is our promise to you. And then, throughout the month, we will have other live streams, on maybe in the tavern, also in different locations. And we hope to have more special guests and be doing more presentations in these live streams, and we're very, very excited about them.
Also, if you're a Patreon person, make sure to check out the Patreon feed because there's a new video in it with this kind of special announcement. So make sure to check that out. Also, if you're on Townsends Plus, I'm starting a new series. So is that first one up yet? No? I'm not
I'm
supposed
sorry,
to.
say that again.
That's a question for me, and
that-
the answer is it's scheduled.
It's scheduled. So very, very soon, you'll see a new kind of project for me on Townsends Plus. So lots of fun stuff in the hopper.
So we've got Max or Cool in Super Chat. Max or Cool is in Super Chat. I would like to call them Friday live streams. Okay, you go for it. Nathan McDaniel.
That's got the
Don't.
word daily in it.
Friday. Yeah. Right. Nathan McDaniel just did AV for Indy FurCon in Indianapolis last week and learned I'm not the only Townsends fan on staff when we used your videos to test.
Great.
I'm not going to drink.
Great.
I don't want to
Thank you.
just...
I'm so glad that you guys did that.
So I heard Ryan say more live streams again. No more live streams again ever. Sigh. That's what I said. That's not what I said.
If we're gonna do these, can we ask that you make them super chats for the jokes. I'm just saying.
Oh, jeez.
They're doing it to get us riled up
They're-
right now.
they're
I
having
know
fun
they
with
are.
us.
Yeah, they are.
And
it's fun.
They're having fun, and I'm enjoying the ride.
This is fun.
I got my what are we calling this? I got my drink here, and I'm enjoying the ride.
Hair of the boar.
Hair of the boar.
That's one.
That just doesn't sound appetizing. But neither does a rusty nail, and I love those.
No.
Hey,
What we got here? Dustin. Dustin Williams. I would like to further delay John from closing out today's live stream. Can we get a chicken update?
Well, Ryan can tell you about his chicken
Yeah,
experiences.
so it's funny. I went to the cabin to clean it out before we had a guest over, and while I was taking care of wasp nests and spider webs and whatnot, I peek out the cabin door and I take one step out, and all of the chickens in a V just dashed right at me. And when they were little, that was really cute, but when they're bigger, it's terrifying. And they're doing great. They're hanging out.
Yeah.
They like roosting up on the bottom branches of the pine trees.
Yeah.
And they're doing fantastic. One
Yeah.
of them was eating Caleb's car. Not too long ago. I think he was picking all the bugs off of the bumper. But
thank you.
just
Car didn't
pecking
start
away.
after that, but you know.
Oh, we got another one here. Let's see what this one brings. Chad, Dawson, John, Ryan, Brandon. I apologize. I have been watching your channel for years. I just saw you and Max Miller are still working together. I know roughly 2 years ago. So Max is a friend, and we do stay in contact with him. I think it would be fun to work with him. Doing that in person is difficult because there are 2,000 miles in between us. But it would be fun to have him virtually in the tavern again, and that's something that I think that he would be open to. So I'll reach out to him. We'll see. All right.
I wonder if he ever did that recipe that we would never do.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that he said that there was like only one ingredient that would deter him from trying something.
Oh.
And that was, what was that, ambergris? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sea cheese. That's a funny name. I only have 70 cents now. Keep up the work, guys. Oh,
Thank you.
well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Money well spent.
That's right.
Can I, Sweet and Style Tony, what are you saying? Can I just see Ryan scream in a girly voice as the chicken charge? No, you may not see that.
I
He said
didn't have
he
the
can
camera
see it.
rolling.
Oh, you can
He's
see
like, I
it?
can
Oh,
see
I'm
it.
As
sorry.
in, I can see it in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
I can.
But yeah, chickens are great. What do you think about that drink, John?
Let's see. I might add a little simple syrup to it, but it just depends on that wine, and it's sweet anyway. So yeah, it probably doesn't need that. No, I think you did a tremendous job putting that together, and a little bit of ice to cool it / slightly water it down. I think would
I
be.
think the ice is the trick.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah. I think it was a really interesting experiment with the oil of nutmeg. But again, it is something that you need to use very judiciously.
I
Obviously.
barely put any in this thing.
Right. And
So-
because it's potent stuff.
Karen Smith says, enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, somebody says Crimson Bomb, as in B-O-M-B.
Ooh.
That's kind of cool.
Crimson Bomb.
Ashley LeCount, live stream idea, live stream the chicken coop. Just like 12-hour
zoos
feed to
do
see what
that.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that our chickens do not stay in one
Yeah,
place.
they're all over.
We kind of let them free roam the entire property.
You know what we could do, though?
And they do.
We could do the Sophie cam.
Just tie it
Just
onto
tie
her.
a camera on the Sophie and see what her adventures for the day.
Whoa.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Although she generally, well, it'd be funny because sometimes she goes and kind of, whenever the chickens get close to her, she really wants to chase them, but she can't. she knows she isn't supposed to. So she does this little whining because she's like, oh, can I? Well, please let me off the leash, so I
wants
can
to be friends.
I want to be friends with those chickens.
James Ellsworth sent in a super chat. Somebody else says, can you vape oil of nutmeg? Please don't.
No.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And then
Not recommended.
it's about time to wrap it up, John.
Well, this has been an incredible episode. I know I've had a lot of fun. I'm sure these guys have survived it at least. And we, as usual, have great and fun things coming up very, very soon. Let's see, Monday's episode is something.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, it's Saturday's episode.
Tomorrow.
yes, tomorrow's episode is something we've never done before. That's exciting.
So there you go. There's an episode coming out tomorrow, so make sure to check that out.
No video Monday, but Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday.
There you go.
And Tuesday, we will be spending time with the one and only Michael Dragoo.
The legend.
Oh, you mean in the episode?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in real life.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So let's go out on this last question, John.
Yes, I'm ready.
It says, what's your favorite food to cook over an open fire?
Favorite food to cook over an open fire. Well, I've cooked many and many a kind of food over an open fire. But I really enjoy it seems kind of silly, but we did the roast beef over the fire, the string roast beef over the fire. We've done some other similar ones. Even in the cabin, in a couple of the cabin videos, we just like put a rack on
Ribs,
there and
yeah.
Put the ribs on there, and they turn out just amazing like that. That vertical hanging, cooking over the open fire, especially in the fireplace where the heat reflects, to it.
You can get all those drippings too.
Whoa,
Yeah.
yeah, just So wow, we've done so many things, and there are many great. It's a really hard choice, but if I had one thing, it's like, ooh, this one's really easy and so good. So there you go. Thank you guys for coming along, being in the tavern today, snuggling up by the warm fire. If it's obviously 100 degrees in California, you can stay on the very, very far edge of the room and not cozy up to that. Maybe right there by the open door with the breeze blowing through. Okay, that's okay.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I just saw this comment. Somebody was saying they were frustrated in YouTube getting them to tell us when live streams are going to happen. One of the things we're going to do in the future is hype up live streams that are coming up.
Right.
That's a goal, is to let you all aware of. Yeah.
An idea that I've been kicking around is I'm interested to know if we made an email list to notify you, would you like that?
Yeah.
So essentially, every time we're going to do something special like that, we'll send you an email to make sure you get the notification. If that's something that you would like, let us know.
Yeah, YouTube hasn't done anything like that for years. It used to be a long time ago that you could get notification by email, but they gave up on that because most people were not interested in that.
But we can create a sign up.
Yes, we can do that, but it would be a special kind of a thing. So, good question, excellent question. It could be that's useful and maybe not. So, excellent. What a week. We've got lots of things coming up, and now that we get the fall weather, it's cooling off a little bit. Are you there, Aaron? Okay, no. We've got fun things planned, a whole new kind of let's say area for videos and type of videos coming up, especially for the winter time. And so I'm excited about the weather coming up and getting out there and doing things. Maybe even we even have a fall
Project?
canoe trip?
We've got
maybe?
a couple of really exciting fall things
Yeah,
that we've got planned.
Super, stay tuned. I'm excited about what's coming up next. Thank you guys for being with us on this journey that we do, which is weird. It's niche. It's strange. It's 18th century. It's, I don't know. Don't ask me why we did this, but we do this, and it's a lot of fun. We wouldn't do it if you weren't excited about it, well, I might do it anyway, but I wouldn't make videos about it anyway. But I make videos about it because you're excited about it. So thank you so much. Your kind of moral support and watching the videos, commenting makes a lot of difference. Your support in Super Chat, merch, Patreon, Townsends Plus, again, makes it so that we can do things that we couldn't do any other way. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Ryan. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.